Spot of Nerd here, everybody. Welcome to the last episode of 2018, brought to you by none other than yours truly. And what better way to finish off the year than giving you my take, my opinion on the best and worst films of 2018. There was a lot of great movies out this year, but nothing that really kind of took it out of the park unless you were Marvel. There were also some films this year that I was not able to go watch. Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, Aquaman, but really am I missing out on not seeing Aquaman? Like, I still think Wonder Woman still sucks ass. Wonder Woman 1984, which I believe comes out next year, will probably suck just as bad, just FYI. Right. Let's get into it. Top 3 best films from Spot of Nerd. Deadpool 2. Ryan Reynolds gives us the infamous Deadpool in its amazing sequel. We have X-Force, we have The Return of Colossus. So much humor, so much gore, so much graphic. If you enjoyed the first Deadpool, you will clearly enjoy the second film. We got Brad Pitt in this film, Jesus. My second favorite film of 2018. You have probably seen the review, hopefully on this channel, because it brought in none other than the incredible, beautiful Valerie, was Ready Player One. Personally, I find Ready Player One to be a masterpiece. Just like when he made Jurassic Park, E.T., he's giving us a movie that has heart, it has soul, it has direction, writing, the CGI, unbelievable production value. It really is the all-good, feel-good movie. Now, before we get into my favorite film of 2018, which you've probably already gathered what that is, it's from Marvel. Gotta talk about some of the worst films of 2018. And let's kick it off with number 3, the third worst film of 2018, The Pacific Rim Uprising. Jesus. Pacific Rim, we had the original film a couple years ago, and regardless of it being just a action blockbuster mind fuck, it was okay. It was one of those movies where you're going into Pacific Rim knowing that this is gonna be shit. Kind of was pretty decent. You know, you have these giant robots. It's like a rip-off of Transformers meets anime meets America. Poor John Boyega, and it just nosedived. It was just a garbage film. The second worst film of 2018, yet again, Solo, a Star Wars film. Disney, what the hell are you doing? You are taking one of the biggest fiery dumps all over the Star Wars franchise, and we really wish, as fanboys, as fangirls, as fans all over the world, stop it. Ron Howard filmed this movie quite elegantly. It's dark, it's gritty, but at the same time, you also want them to turn the brightness up. Biggest pet peeve that Disney has destroyed the franchise, specifically Star Wars, is the political agenda. It's the droid rights, it's Lando's sexuality. Nobody gives a fuck about this stuff. And I think it's proof on just how bad Solo was, is the fact that now Disney has stopped production on all future films. You know what, Disney? You shot yourself in the foot. You want to know why it bombed? Because of you, Disney. Nobody else had any control over that other than you. So the only people you can blame is yourselves. Damn it, this could be such an amazing thing that Disney controls Star Wars, but they keep just taking big fatty shits all over the movies. So before we get into the best film of 2018, I do want to throw out some movies that I have seen that were also pretty good, some shockers that were good. The Nun was horrible. Everybody that said that was a great horror flick, what are you smoking? Another one that was kind of weird and terrible, if you go back and see some of my reviews, Natalie Portman, Annihilation, just weird. It was okay, but again, just one of those films like, what the hell? One of my shocker films that I personally didn't enjoy, I've enjoyed the rest in the franchise, but I wasn't really blown away with this. Mission Impossible Fallout. If you see the previous films, there's a lot of gizmos and gadgets and really cool high-tech spy stuff. This film just tells a story about some people got some nukes, they gotta stop them, the end. Now, some other good films that came out this year, I recently just saw, check out the review with Valerie and I. Bumblebee, The Way Transformers Should Have Started. Basically, it's like a prequel to a sequel that's a reboot to the Michael Bay films. Check out our review. It really actually was done incredibly well. A Quiet Place. You got Jim Halpert and his family trying to survive the apocalypse type-ish thing where you have these alien species who can't see, but they can hear. If you want a good thriller, a good kind of a horror sci-fi flick, check out A Quiet Place. I would definitely put that up as one of my top faves. You can't forget Marvel. They brought us more great films. Black Panther, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Black Panther, truly a masterpiece of its own. Makes me think of the zoo days with the wildlife in Africa, but at the same time bringing in such an incredible story. Ant-Man and the Wasp, one of those films that amazing. I think it was movie 19 in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's like a plot filler. It's like a hole filler, but at the same time still has meaning and purpose. Beautifully well done. The Wasp, amazing character. Hopefully we're going to see in Avengers Endgame. So definitely Marvel, thank you once again for keeping up with giving us fantastic films. First Man, featuring Ryan Gosling, was one of those shockers as well that was really well done. The way they're portraying history in terms of us as humans reaching the moon, unbelievable. The struggles they had to go through, not only from a personal family level, but from an overall technology standpoint. And you gotta remember, this is based in the 1960s. And two other films, not necessarily Marvel, but still attached to Marvel. Venom was unbelievable. Tom Hardy. The story was very well written. It was a good origin story, but I really wish it would have kept that R rating. Mark Wahlberg in Mile 22. Mile 22 is something I haven't seen in a long time. Yes, it's an action flick, it's explosions, it's guns, blah, 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 blah. But it's intense. It's like a thriller, intense terrorist flick. Now, new category this year, before I go into the best and worst of 2018, is the most fucked up category. And I'm gonna throw that movie over to Hereditary. Hereditary was just fucked up. There's no other way to describe this film. Gory, it's cultish, it's devilish, it messes with your brain, it's fucked up. Just, if you want to watch something fucked up, go watch Hereditary. And then the shock-worthy category, which, again, we've had a lot of reboots in 2018, and some of those films you kind of go, oh my god, this is going to be shit. The most shock value, what should have been shit, turned into something amazing, was The Predator. If you haven't seen The Predator, go watch this film. It is a reboot of sorts from the Arnold Schwarzenegger films back in the 80s, because they do tap, there's little Easter eggs they tap into that it's not necessarily a starting of The Predator. They do mention the other Predator films. It had a great story, acting, I mean, it was hilarious in parts, and again, it still brought new concepts. Like, if you think you've seen everything with The Predator, you haven't. This movie brought more to it. I didn't think you could do that, because these movies have been rebooted. Alien vs. Predator, The Predators. You think like, my god, you're running out of ideas, but no, they can still bring new shit to the table. So that's definitely my shock value movie of 2018. That go watch it now if you want to just The Predator. Alright, finally, let us talk about the best film of 2018. You've already gathered what it is. If you haven't seen my reviews, I did like 4 of them back when it first came out. Of course, Avengers Infinity War. The movie that finally ties all of these movies together in one. The Guardians of the Galaxy, the Avengers, Thanos, all the other Lokis, and Asgard. Everybody's coming together and have one hell of a party. Avengers Infinity War was something that will break your heart. It will give you so much excitement and passion and heartfelt warmth. But at the end of that film, your heart's gonna get ripped out. You will cry your eyes out. The bad guys finally win. And yes, it is a 2-parter, which we're gonna find out later in 2019, the Avengers Endgame, what's gonna happen. But from the trailer that we've already seen for Endgame, things are not gonna be easy, and I can pretty much guarantee we're gonna lose people. But I am excited, of course, because we will be getting Captain Marvel in March, so I cannot wait to see the kind of badass that she'll be bringing to the table. Last but not least, let us talk about the worst film of 2018, which super broke my heart, actually. I'm not gonna lie to you, this one did it bothered me. The worst film of 2018, Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom. What the fuck were they thinking when they wrote this? Jurassic World was amazing. It was the sequel that we deserved back when the original Jurassic Park came out. You have these like genetically altered raptors that have laser targeting systems to kill their enemies. Come on guys, you can do better than this. Whoever is writing these films and making these films. Chris Pratt, like, he's such a great actor, and I think his talent was just wasted in this film. Please, whoever makes Jurassic World 3, make it better. That is gonna wrap it up. Thank you all so so much for watching Spot of Nerd over the last year, and if you've been watching, of course, over the past few years. It's been a great year of movies and television. Please do not forget to subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your families, throw out your comments, your feedback. I'd love to learn what I can do better, what I can make things just even maybe a little bit more enticing for everybody. But I sincerely do appreciate everybody's support, all the love. I would not be doing this without all of you. My sincere gratitude and appreciation, of course, to Valerie. With that, I hope you all have had a very great holiday, and I wish you all a very happy new year. I'm excited for what's coming in 2019. We've got Comic-Con, the 50th anniversary of Comic-Con. DC, I mean, I guess you're just there. Star Wars, like we mentioned before. JJ, please, I hope you can fix this mess, because we need to get back on track with Star Wars. So thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys next year. Bye-bye. There's a lot of those meme photos out there where if you start particular movies at certain times tonight, New Year's Eve, it will actually, when midnight comes, it'll be like the perfect way to bring in the new year. I personally, my favorite this year is going to be if you start Avengers Infinity War at 9:48 tonight, New Year's Eve, by midnight, Thanos will do his infamous...
The end is near.